I've been growing plants for the past 16 years, and during that time I've heard a lot of advice. Some of it has been great, some of it has been completely wrong, and some of it gets repeated so often that people start accepting it as fact without ever questioning it. Now, I don't necessarily think all of these things started as intentional lies. In many cases, they're just misconceptions that have been passed around for years. But regardless of where they came from, they cause a lot of growers to waste time, waste money, and sometimes get worse results. So in this video, I want to talk about 6 of the biggest lies in the gardening industry, and I'm willing to bet you've probably heard of at least a few of these before. Let's jump in. Lie number 1, you should stop using silica during flowering. A lot of growers have heard this one. From what I remember, this idea started circulating years ago on grow forums. Basically, someone at some point said that silica should only be used during the veg stage and it should never be used during flowering. If I remember correctly, that person said they used silica in flowering and it negatively impacted their bud development. So they made a post telling everybody not to use silica in flowering, when most likely it was actually probably too much nitrogen causing the harm, not silica. Another common reason people say is that silica is primarily used to strengthen stems and branches. So once a plant starts flowering, some growers believe there's no longer a benefit. But that's not what the research shows. Silicon continues to provide benefits throughout the plant's life cycle. Studies have shown that silicon can help improve resistance to environmental stress, drought stress, disease pressure, and other challenges that plants face throughout their lives. And while stronger stems are one of the most obvious benefits, that's not the only role silicon plays within the plant. Now, if you're using a particular nutrient line that recommends otherwise, that's a different story. But the blanket statement that silica shouldn't be used in flowering simply isn't supported by the available research. In fact, many growers continue using it all the way through harvest, and I'm one of them. Lie number 2. More nutrients means bigger yields. This is probably one of the most common misconceptions I see. A lot of growers think that if a little nutrition is good, then more nutrition must be better. So they start adding extra nutrients. And before they know it, they're spending hundreds of dollars on nutrients because they think that's going to be the thing that gives them massive buds. The problem is that plants only need so much nutrition. Once those nutritional requirements are met, adding more doesn't automatically mean a bigger harvest. In fact, too much nutrition can actually create problems. The most common one is nitrogen toxicity. The leaves are green and they look healthy to a newbie, but the shade of green is too dark. The leaves are shiny, and some of the leaf tips may be curling downward as well. Unfortunately, if a plant continues on growing with nitrogen toxicity, then the buds will be very airy, wispy, and the taste will most likely be disgusting. I did this 14 years ago and had to throw away my whole harvest because I was just so disgusted by the flavor. And I've seen growers chasing bigger yields by adding more nutrients when the real issue was their light intensity, or their environment conditions, or even their genetics. Sometimes the answer isn't adding more, sometimes it's optimizing what you're already doing. If you're finding this video helpful so far, do me a favor and click that like button. Lie number 3. Organic growing doesn't mean you don't need to understand plant nutrition. This is one I've heard quite a bit over the years. Some people think that if they're growing organically, they don't need to understand nutrients because the soil handles everything. The plant uptakes what it needs when it wants it. Now, don't get me wrong, a healthy living soil can do incredible things, but the plant still needs nutrients, and there needs to be a specific balance of nutrients in the soil, or else some elements can inhibit the uptake of other elements. If an essential element is missing, the plant can still show deficiencies, even in a living soil. I met growers who thought switching to organic growing meant they could stop worrying about nutrients altogether. That's simply not true. The better you understand how plants get nutrients, the better grower you'll become, regardless of whether you're growing organically or using synthetic fertilizers. Lie number 4. Bigger plants always mean bigger harvests. This one gets a lot of people. They assume that if they grow the biggest plant possible, they'll automatically get the biggest harvest possible. But that's not always how it works. When I look at high-yielding plants, they're usually not just big, but they have an even canopy with lots of bud sites receiving adequate light. That's where techniques like topping, low-stress training, pruning, and even defoliation can really help. Those techniques help distribute the light more evenly throughout the plant and encourage more productive growth. The goal is to maximize the amount of productive growth on the plant. If half the plant is shaded and not receiving enough light, it's not contributing much to the final harvest. I've seen relatively small plants produce impressive yields simply because the canopy was managed properly. And I've seen huge plants produce low yields because of lots of larf, because too much of the growth was buried underneath the canopy. Lie number 5. If your plants look healthy, everything is fine. I actually made an entire video about this one recently. One of the most frustrating things that can happen during a grow is harvesting healthy looking looking plants that produce disappointing yields. The leaves are green, there are no deficiencies, no pests, no obvious issues, yet the harvest isn't what you expected. That's because a healthy looking plant doesn't automatically mean everything is okay. A plant can look great while still being limited by lighting, root development, environmental conditions, genetics, or even canopy structure. I've experienced this myself, and I know many growers have as well. Just because a plant isn't showing problems doesn't mean it's growing at its full potential. Lie number 6. You must follow the feeding charts exactly. There's another one that causes a lot of confusion. Many growers think they need to follow the feeding chart exactly as it's written. Now don't get me wrong, some nutrient lines can be fed exactly according to the feeding chart, and they work great. But other nutrient lines like Fox Farm Trio, for example, is very concentrated, and a full dose is too high of ppm. Oftentimes you can get away with doing a half dose or even a quarter dose according to the feeding chart. But every grower is different genetics have different nutrient requirements, environmental conditions are a factor, the size of the plant also needs to be considered. If the plant looks healthy and is growing well, I keep doing what I'm doing. If it looks like it needs an adjustment, I'll make one. Feeding charts can be helpful, especially the ratios, but I think it's more important to learn how to read the plants versus blindly following a schedule. One of the best things you can do as a grower is question everything, not because everyone is wrong, but because gardening is full of gardeners with opinions. And sometimes those opinions get repeated so often that people assume they're facts. The more experience I've gained over the years, the more I've realized that there are many ways to grow this plant successfully. And that's why I think it's important to keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep an open mind. What do you think? What's one gardening myth or lie that you've heard repeated over and over again? Let me know down in the comments section below. Also, if you're not already on my email list, scan this QR code right here. That's where I announce special releases that you won't hear about anywhere else. And if you want to keep learning, check out this playlist here where I have more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.